I think there's many things that can make me happy, but obviously one that really makes me feel fulfilled and very enjoyed is probably just like seeing my vision come to life in whatever context that may be. So for example, let's say and also the pursuit of the vision itself. I think that's something that makes me happy because I like to see progress. I like to see that things are there's things that are moving and that are making me feel fulfilled. So I think to a certain extent that's probably what makes me happy. But at the same time, there's also many other variables to what makes me happy, and I don't think I could discuss it fully in like a few minutes. It will take too long. Yeah.
Can you name a short-term goal that fulfills you if you were to achieve it?
Short-term goal. Let's say, for example, starting a matcha business. That is a short-term goal that has made me feel very fulfilled and very happy. And for me to see that it actually has come into fruition is something that has really made me feel happy.
Right. បងខ្ញុំចង់សួរមែនតើគឺ why matcha?
I started this before the wave really hit, and it was at a time where I saw a YouTuber. Her name was Your Mom Ashley, and she started a matcha business, and I was like, oh, this is a cool idea to do, because I went to Japan a year ago, and then I bought some matcha because I thought it was cool. Didn't have any equipment, and then I didn't touch it for about 6 months. 6 months later, when I found it, I opened it and I saw it was oxidized.
Right.
So basically, it means the matcha went bad, and then I was like, okay, you know what? Let me try to find the best matcha possible, and then let's see what happens. So I started ordering matcha from Japan, from this place called Ippodo. It's one of the leading tea farms in Japan. And then I just tried it, and I really enjoyed it. So I was like, okay, you know what? Let me try to start a matcha business, see what happens. That's it.
You just fell in love with matcha all of a sudden?
I wouldn't say fell in love like crazily, but it was something that was interesting to me, and I felt like it was something I wanted to try to pursue, just to see what happens.
Right.
Yeah.
Why the name Umi?
That's a how do I say it? It's like an insider thing. I can't really say why the name Umi because it's a really insider thing, and I prefer not to discuss it. But it's a very personal thing. It's a very personal thing. But part of it is also because it's similar to the word umami, and we wanted to kind of keep it short. And I thought of the name, and then, to be honest, we tried to look up the meaning afterwards, and then we realized it was ocean. It means ocean in Japan. And then we were like, okay, this kind of makes sense. So we just winged it.
We just went
with the name.
Umi Matcha.
Yeah, just Umi Matcha, see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's move on to a bit of business. Okay.
Can't disclose publicly, but if you wanna bleep it out of camera, we have at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't want to say it on camera because, yeah, let's bleep that.
How do you manage them?
I think management is one of my weaknesses, and it's something that I'm actively learning to try to do. This is something that I feel the most challenged with because I never grew up with this whole idea of managing people. Previously, when I started, with shoes and everything, it was just like a one-man team, just me, and then who would manage most of the operations. And then I recently, probably like, let's say 2022, I actually had my first full-time hire. And then that's when I realized, okay, I could outsource some of the work to people. And then that became to what it is now, where I have like this many employees. But it's always been a challenge for me because a lot of them are around my age, a little bit younger, sometimes a little bit older. So you have to really try to figure out like what is the proper way to manage, because for me myself, I don't have any background in management or in corporate, so I have no idea how these things work. So I have to start from scratch. Yeah, I was an engineer, but I was studying engineer, but I never worked as an engineer. So I never had actual work experience outside of just the regular stuff like being a waiter, blah blah blah. But like corporate wise, I wouldn't know how it works, like 9 to 5, anything like that. I didn't know how it works. So when we started KDMV, that was my first 9 to 5 hire. Right. So that's in itself is a different experience from shoes, because now we're managing employees who work 5 days a week. It becomes a different challenge. It's a whole different perspective when it comes to corporate work, and I try to find a way where, like, I'm not being too aggressive as a manager. I'm not being too micromanaging as a manager, and try to balance out the enjoyment and the happiness of my team. But that in itself is a bit of a challenge, and it's something I'm still working around. And with the way that I structure it right now is that for each and every single business that I have, I try to have someone who is the manager, or somewhat as a manager, who can report all the problems to me. That way I wouldn't have to go through the process of managing every single business individually. I don't know if that is the most efficient way to structure it, but this is what's working for me right now. So with every single business, there's like one manager each, or one person who I talk to the most, and then I can check in with them about any ongoing issues. That way there's not an abundance of issues that come just to me to solve directly. If it's something that the manager can solve themselves, they will do so. And if it's something that they cannot solve, then they would come to me. And that's something that I think is working quite well. But I am going to find ways where I can refine that.
So that means you outsource a bit of management, and also you lose a bit of control.
Correct.
And it's working.
Correct.
How do you hire a manager?
That's also something that is very tricky, because I try not to just come in and give someone the role to manage unless they've proven to me that they could manage. And I'm not saying this is the best approach for most businesses. Obviously, I don't have that much skin in the game when it comes to hiring yet, but this is what's working for me so far, is that I have to learn to build trust with someone to be able to get them to become someone who manages. And then I have to kind of reinforce the idea that they're managing and that they have authority, and to kind of check in with them once in a while to see what's working, what's not working, and try to refine everything.
Do you find it difficult to run that many businesses?
It is. But if I were to run one, I would have an abundance of time that I don't know what I'd be doing with. So when we started shoes, when I was doing well with shoes and it was just my only thing, I would only probably work 2-3 hours a day, and I would be fine. Because at that point I was already outsourcing most of the operations side already. So I got bored. I had a good amount of time that was left over that I didn't know what to do with. And then at that time, that's when I realized, okay, maybe I should start something else, just for fun, just to see what happens, what I can learn from it. Yeah.
Right. Are you a workaholic?
Yes.
You thrive in stress.
Yes.
So here you're gonna have a field day with this question. What was the most challenging, stressful thing you had to deal with that you can remember?
Most challenging and stressful thing that I had to deal with.
Yes. You're gonna go with
there's a few.
Nothing stressed me out.
There's a few. There's a few. But I can't say it in here. But like, okay, I'll talk about one of it. I'll talk about one thing. I'll talk about the other. One of the biggest challenges that happened to me was during COVID. That was when I was in America. I was still selling shoes and it was doing very well. And then all of a sudden our logistics side got cut off. So then we couldn't sell anymore for about a month. So that was a point in time where I couldn't get any income, because I was also being a waiter at the time, and I couldn't be a waiter because there was lockdowns and people couldn't go out. So couldn't be a waiter, couldn't sell shoes. How was I going to make money? That was one of the most challenging times, because at that point you realize, like, there's no your existing routes to income is shut off completely, and what do you do next? So at that time I started to find other ways where I could make money, and there was because of the shutdown, because of the lockdown, it gave way to different markets and to different opportunities. I don't know if you know, but back then people were reselling Nintendo Switches and PS5s. And that was a time where I was finding ways where I could flip that to make money.
Is it like a big thing there to flip things?
It was. It still is, but I'm saying at the time when things are shut down, when everything is in lockdown, people try to find ways to cope with it, right? And what was interesting at the time was because people were at home, they tried to find ways where they could keep themselves busy and occupied with gaming. And it became a trend where families would want to buy Nintendo Switches and PS5s because they didn't know what to do with their time. So it gave rise to, you know, a weird demand of gaming consoles. So if you buy like a Nintendo Switch for retail for like $200, you could flip it the same day for $400. Yeah.
You double it.
Double. And then with PS5s, it's like you buy it for $500, you can flip it for $900 same day.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Flipping stuff in the US.
Yeah.
How was your time in the US? If you
It was amazing.
Really?
I loved it. Taught me everything I know today. From the schooling side, I think engineering, I mean, I learned a lot of how to calculate, and the way that I think right now is very like engineer-like, because I'm very mathematic when it comes to the way I think. But at the same time, a lot of this like pursuit to like take risks and this idea to like hustle and everything all came from just like trying to find ways to make money in the streets and in the US.
In the streets.
Not to say like we grew up in the hood or anything like that, but like most of the ways where we were able to make money was through flipping, whether it was shoes, gaming consoles, swimming pools, whatever the case may be, and that was where we had that drive in us. Yeah, because we learned so much from just, you know, understanding hustle culture, streetwear culture, and the way that things work there off grid. Not like it's not something you would learn from a corporate job or anything like that. You really learn how to hustle. You meet all these people who are like hustlers who make like hundreds of thousands of dollars just flipping shoes or flipping whatever they could.
Right.
Yeah, and then you realize like there's so much opportunity out there, and with America, it's such a big market. There's demand for everything, so you could make a good living just by flipping. Yeah.
Is it by force, or you decide to come back?
I decided to come back. Somewhat by force. Technically, I couldn't find a job as an engineer. If I could have found a job, then, you know, it would be a different situation. But for me, the odds are against you. The odds are against you when you become an international student and you go to the U.S. Because for you to get a job, you have to have some experience in the industry, which legally you cannot find it unless it's part of your curriculum. And then the second thing is you need to get sponsored. And for a company to sponsor you, which it means that they would have to pay more out of pocket to hire someone internationally than they would have to hire someone domestically.
They have to sponsor your visa.
Correct. So imagine if I was just an okay engineer, for someone to hire me, it would not make sense because they'd have to pay more for me to be able to work there compared to just some regular engineer dude who's crazy good, and they'd probably have to pay less for him. Yeah. So it doesn't make sense for people to hire me. And I realized that was not to my advantage. And at the same time, I was also making good money selling shoes. And I realized there's more opportunity out there for me if I just go back to Cambodia. So I just went back. Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I have a quote for you, man. For acting, by the way. This is a business quote. So it goes as, here we go. The higher you build, the fewer people can see the view with you. The path of most resistance always isolate you. How does that make you feel?
Lonely. Makes you feel lonely. How do I say it? It's an interesting quote, but it's very hard to digest.
So
but I feel like,
let me give you a context, okay?
Go for it.
So from seeing from all the contents that you put out, so you went through a lot of stuff from your older YouTube videos of how to make money online, to now you give business tips and how to start stuff from scratch. So I'm sure you're different. You're different. The way you think is different from the people your age.
Right.
So does that makes you feel lonely? Does that isolate you and make you the black sheep?
I mean, from a business aspect, probably yes, but then from a social aspect, I feel like not so much. I feel like back in the States, I was in a position where I was lonelier, and I think now it takes a lot of time for people to understand the way that you think, especially at this level. Not to say that I'm like super high level or anything, but I like to be surrounded by other people who are also very competitive. My brothers, my fiance is also part of the business as well, and then they help to push me to become better. And I feel like, at this stage right now, I don't feel like it's super lonely. There's people that still get you, but it's hard to find those people, and it's very rare.
You're lucky. Yeah. You found someone who share your value.
Yeah, I'm lucky because I also have a twin.
That's true. Do you wake up with the discipline? Do you one day you have that discipline, or is it because of something that you lack growing up?
I don't think I wake up with that discipline. I think I have to push myself to be disciplined in certain things that I feel like I need to be disciplined in. I don't just randomly just decide I need to work 7 days a week, but I feel like I need to. And that in itself has to push yourself to be somewhat disciplined. But I feel like there's also some level of balance, some level of laziness that I have that, I need to incorporate in my life, otherwise I'd go insane. I would have my lazy days. I would have my off days, and also I would have, at the same time, I would have the days where I really work hard. But discipline in itself, I feel like it's something that you have to understand why you need to be disciplined, and then you have to push yourself to do so every single day. Yeah.
All right. So, what's the hardest lesson that running all these businesses have taught you?
The hardest lesson. Okay. Hardest lesson that I learned.
I'll help you out. So, for me, I think it was something of, it's full accountability.
Right.
You cannot make it work if you don't be the role model.
Right.
And if you don't show up. Usually for my people, I try to have a very strong standard. So you set a standard, so you have to be in by exactly this time.
Right.
And your word means your word means so much. So usually I give my word and I have to follow up. I try to follow up as much as possible, and these kind of standards will allow us to rub off on them basically, and they respect it and they copy. So usually if the leader or someone on top who is quite, I don't know, accountable to themselves, usually the company will do good because they copy the characteristics of them.
Correct.
And how about for you?
I'm thinking, because there's so many categories as to like lessons that I learned, but I think one of the most recent lessons I learned is that there's no you cannot have success without hard work. And I feel like I learned that a lot, because I used to think that, maybe the more I grow, the more I would be able to kind of let go of certain things and just kind of be relaxed. But then I realized that the pursuit of success demands hard work, and it demands it every single day. And by working with other high-level individuals in the industry, I realized that all of them are the same. Most, if not all of them, are the same. So there's no way you can escape that if success is your goal.
No way you can escape. Sorry.
So I'm saying, like, if success is your goal, then there's no way you can escape hard work. Like, you have to put in the work to make success happen. Yeah. There's no shortcut to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the hardest lesson you learned.
I wouldn't say it's the hardest, but it's one of the most recent lessons that I learned. When I work with other individuals in the industry. The more I realize that all these people are putting in so many hours, so many days of work just to make things run, and then I realized there's no escape to that. If you want to build something successful, if you want to build something big, then there's no escape to it.
I always believe in hard work, but it's so much easier to say than to actually pull it off.
Right.
Because it's so easy to say when we're in a comfortable room, we're not tired.
Right.
When you're tired, the mentality is different.
Right.
So how do you push through on a hard day?
You just make it work, dude. You just make it work.
The why is so strong.
Yeah, if I'll give you an example, because there was times where I had to shoot like 2 videos and then push it out in one day because I really need to get that shit out in one day for a KDME campaign. And I was working like from like 8 till like 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. just to get that shit out. And like I knew I didn't want to fuck it up. I could not afford to fuck it up and just like let it go and just say, hey, I need to rest. I don't think I deserve to rest until I get that shit out first. And I guess the why is just like, you know, I need to make it work. I know I need this and I need to make it work, and I'm not going to stop until I finish it. Yeah.
Do you adopt these mindset from anyone, or is this from the sky?
I would just say it's just the when you're working on something that you know is going to be very impactful, you don't try to half-ass it, right? You don't want to half-ass it. With anything that I try to do, I don't want to half-ass it, and I feel like if I'm gonna do a good job at it, I really have to push through and make it work. Yeah.
I'm gonna hit you with the cliche question.
Yeah,
so if you were to go back to when you were I would say 20, so that was 5 years ago, maybe 19.
Right.
What would you say to him?
What would I say to him?
And what advice would you give him?
What advice would I give him? Probably hire more and hire earlier.
Hire more and hire earlier.
Hire more, hire earlier. Because I didn't hire up until like my 4th year in business.
You were doing everything.
I was pretty much doing most of everything by myself. I had my mom helping out with the helping with the deliveries because I was abroad, and then she had a delivery person. But apart from that, like I was doing most of the work. You know, I would respond to chat, make the content, everything by myself up until a point where I could finally hire and get some help. But then I feel like if I were to hire more and hire more aggressively and outsource all the work to someone else, the growth would have been much better, much faster. Yeah.
Talking about hiring, what characteristics of people do you look for?
Characteristics of people that I look for. Number 1 is grit. I really want to see someone who looks like they know how to put in they know what hard work is and they know how to put it in.
You can't really measure that.
You can't measure it, and it's something that like you have to really see for yourself after like working with them for a certain period of time, and then you realize, okay, this person really gets it. This person could really put in the hard work if need be, and they're not gonna make up an excuse or compromise it. And that's something I really appreciate with certain people when I hire them. You don't really see the character at first. You make assumptions, much like anything, and then you just kind of test it out during the probation period. See what they're like.
Okay.
Yeah.
What characteristics do you avoid? Because you're gonna say lazy, huh?
Lazy, not punctual. Those are kind of the red flags for me. If you come late to an interview for like 5 minutes, I would realize like, yo, this person's kind of sketch. I mean, it also depends. Those are for like entry level roles. For like more complex roles, I really look for someone who can really put in the work and also has the level of creativity that I could accept. And with creative roles, usually before you hire, you kind of something that I kind of do and this works well for me is that I let them do a sample, make a sample for me. For example, if I'm hiring a content creator, I'll ask you to make a sample video, see if you're not bullshitting, and if you deliver decent work, then I can consider it. Yeah.
Okay, that makes me so for your podcast, is it like something you focus on?
No.
Oh,
if it was something I focused on, I would probably output more. But it's something that we are very selective at, and maybe that's our issue. But at the same time, we do it out of pure enjoyment, and just wanting to learn from people. So we don't plan on monetizing it. We don't plan on making it like a consistent thing. But maybe later down the line, if it's something that we really want to shift focus on, then we'd probably do it more often. Yeah.
Okay. I have another quote for you related to people hiring. We're talking about people, characteristic-wise. So it's from a philosopher. His name is Friedrich Nietzsche. The man of knowledge must not be able to only love his enemies, but also hate his friends. So let me try to explain that, and then I want to hear your thoughts.
Okay.
So basically, what he meant is that through your opposition, which he meant by enemies, you try to learn things from your enemies, from your opponent. You have to transcend and see past that you guys are in different sides,
right? And
they teach you things. You obviously you have some competitions for all your businesses. So they teach you how to be, I guess, sharp. You have to sharpen up. You have to speed up. You have to be better.
Right.
And that's what he meant by love his enemies. And for also hate his friends, I don't think it's necessary hate, but you have to disappoint. You're going to have to keep them in check. You have to confront them of their, I guess, bad virtues, their laziness and their, I would say, immorality. So what do you think?
I agree with both statements. To love your enemies, I think is a great way to put it. For us, competition is what really drives businesses, and I feel like it's something very important because we always analyze. We always try to see what they're doing, what could we be doing better. We try to learn from them. In any of the businesses that we operate, that is something that we always look towards. And it becomes very boring when there's no competition. And I would prefer an industry where it's more competitive. For example, shoes kind of died down recently, and you realize like a lot of people are kind of moving out of it, and it's kind of boring now. It's kind of boring because like you're like the only guy standing, and then like most of them are kind of just like not there anymore.
Is the market big?
The market for shoes, I think it's not as big as it used to be. It's a big decline, but we're doing great. It's just that it used to be much more competitive and much more fun, and right now it's not as much. But yeah, I agree with the idea of loving your enemies. We love to analyze our competitors, see what they're doing, see what we can do better. The other thing when it comes to hate your friends, this is something that applies to my closest people, and not necessarily just like regular like somewhat close friends, because I would only be critical to the people that I am comfortable with criticizing, and I'd be very critical about it. Yeah.
Are there people around you who criticize you?
Yes, my twin brother.
What was the recent criticism?
It's just like we're both very competitive, right? Like sometimes I'd shit on him, sometimes he'd shit on me, and that's the nature of it. Yeah, that's basically it. We just like to shit on each other whenever we get the chance to, and if we see each other slacking, we just check on each other like, yo, like, stop being a lazy bitch. That's kind of the norm for the both of us. But also I also work closely with my fiance, and we both keep each other in check as well. Yeah.
Do you struggle? I struggle to confront your friends. It's so easy to okay, look, our opponent, our direct competitor is doing this, and we're in trouble. They're doing this. They just put out a new product or a marketing video. It's doing well. We're not doing good. We have to do something. That's so easy for our opponent. Right. But for our friends, when they're slacking off, when they're not doing good, when something's bothering them, when they have issues, personal issues, it's so hard to confront them. Is it your case too?
I don't have a lot of friends that I would confront because I feel like it's not my say. I think for most people, I would only give advice if they're looking for advice from me. And if they don't look for advice, then it's not my say. That's why I only am able to, when you talk about, in that quote, when he talks about friends, hate your friends, that's my definition of friends in that case would be like those who are closest in my circle that I am able to criticize. But for those that I feel like don't need it from me, I'm not gonna say it because I don't feel like it's my right to say.
How about those who works under you?
Those who work under me, I would always keep them in check. I would always keep them in check.
So you don't struggle?
Well, that's because I have the right to. Because I have the right to evaluate them.
Okay, let's not say friends. Yeah. Let's say colleagues.
Colleagues, of course. Openly. I learned to be more critical. I learned to be more, constructive when I give them feedback. And it's something that I used to have a challenge with, especially with employees who are women. Cause I used to have a challenge with that, and I'm still trying to learn from it. But now I'm able to kind of be somewhat more open and be able to provide criticism more fairly. But I'm very tough on dudes. Unlike guy employees, I'm very tough on them. Yeah.
What are the most common problems? Laziness?
Just laziness, keeping them in check, making sure they're doing their job right, so and so. Yeah. But maybe that's like an unfair thing, but that's just how I operate so far. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's move on from quote. what was the hardest business decision you had to make the call?
Probably shutting down operations for like a month for shoes, because like I couldn't ship it out. Yeah, that was probably one of the toughest. But it depends on the business, really. That's for shoes. But I think for the agency was just renting out an office and seeing what happens was probably the toughest decision I had to make.
It worked?
It worked. Thank God it did. Because that was like...
So it's renting right now?
Oh, no, I mean, like, we started off renting at another location before we moved on to this other bigger location. But I started off just renting out the spot and then not having employees yet.
You start with renting. You're paying every month with no employees?
Yeah. I mean, for the first month. So, I mean, the rent was like $600. $600. And then I would think about it mathematically, like, yo, I need 2 clients to break even. If I can get 2 clients this month, I'm fine. And I did. So I was like, okay, I'm chill. I'm chill. The worst case I thought like was probably that if I were to rent this out for an entire year, worst case I lose the deposit if I can't make it for like a month or 2. That's it. So the risk wasn't crazy or anything, but it was there, you know, like you bet on yourself to see like, can I make this work or not? Because it was just an idea fresh out of the box, and we just tried to make it happen with no corporate experience in marketing or any type of marketing for other businesses. We just started off like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm surprised because you went the engineer road.
Yeah.
And you're doing business and management the other way.
Right.
And you seem to hold yourself up well.
I guess so. Yeah.
Do you give yourself some slack? Some like a pat on the back?
I mean, yeah, you do once in a while, but I feel like it's not always necessary. Like I kind of try
I feel like you're so hard on yourself.
No, it's not. It's just like you got to get over it, you know? Like it's whatever. Like you got to put in the work, and then at the same time, like you learn to appreciate it, but you don't necessarily demand for a pat in the back. You don't necessarily demand for someone to tell you, "Oh, you're doing a good job." It's fine.
That's what I said. It's the amount of success so far is not enough yet. That's why you don't pat yourself until you get there. You think that okay, at that time, when you reach that level, is it true? When you reach that level, you'll be happy.
I don't think I work or I do everything right now for the sake to be happy at one point. I feel like it's just a pursuit to try to challenge myself and try to build whatever I could with whatever potential I have, and whatever results that come out of it, I would learn to appreciate it. But I don't know if there is a point where I would say, you know, okay, I'm done, I'm happy, I'm going to stop.
You'll never stop.
I don't think I would.
To the grave.
No, realistically, I don't think I would.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, have you found your true purpose in life?
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question because I think purpose is always going to be something that kind of changes throughout time. But I guess the thing right now that I'm doing is, you know, just to do whatever I can to try to build whatever I'm doing right now to the best of my abilities, and that's kind of my purpose right now. I wouldn't say there's like a deeper purpose that I have at the moment yet. But yeah, we got
a lot of years left to go.
Yeah, we got a lot of years left to go. Yeah. So we're like, well, I'm not that old. So I mean, I'm still thinking about it.
What do you mean you're not that old? You're really young. We're really young.
Yeah, I'm like 25 from Cho.
Okay. You haven't found it. You're true. There has to be a why, and I guess at the moment you have businesses to run. But what I meant by true purpose was you truly believe that you were put on this earth to do this one specific thing. Maybe you need a couple more.
No, I think I don't understand. I know how to answer this somewhat, but if you're gonna say it like that, then like I think we have like this drive in us where like, okay, we're gonna do something, we're gonna do it to the best of our abilities and try to challenge everyone in the entire industry, and that's something that we believe, you know, we could push. So let me say, for example, in terms of short films and TVCs, we understand what the market lacks. We understand why people are afraid to challenge themselves and push the boundary of what could be possible in a TVC. And I think we're we're challenging that norm to where like, hey, like we're two fucking random dudes who were like in computer science and fucking engineering, and we're building this shit, and like we're spreading something that is I would say contagious, and it's at the same time it challenges what people believe is a TVC in Cambodia, and we want to push for that because we believe that there's so much more that we can do. And if you're talking about purpose, I think the purpose is to just like really expand on whatever we're doing, either creatively or through the business ventures that we have, to really see what potential we have out there, to create in every single industry.
Are your short films inspired by you or your brother?
I'm sorry, could you say?
You're inspired by you or your brother?
My brother usually manages the creative side of the short films, so he does all of that. I've directed maybe one or two, but he does most of it. So he's the mastermind behind everything.
He's the mastermind.
He's the mastermind behind the creative shit. Yeah. So he's the one who's like the super creative dude. I'm just the guy who's kind of like more operational, more like yeah.
You put stuff together, and he's the mind.
Yeah, he's the mind, and we try to back it up with whatever we could. Yeah.
Okay, here's what I really wanted to know. When I wrote this way, I got a bit I got excited.
Okay.
How do you deal with hate?
I don't care.
You don't care.
I don't give a fuck.
So there's an iron mind up here.
Yeah, I really don't give a fuck if you hate me or not. I don't give a fuck.
Nothing goes through.
No, I don't care.
How was your brother?
Doesn't give a shit.
Same. It's just in the blood.
Same shit. Doesn't give a shit.
Okay.
Like no matter what you fucking say, it's not gonna affect me. It's not gonna affect what I do every single day. Unless you want to fight, then that's a different story. But we're not gonna get to there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So besides hate from other people, which you don't really care.
Right.
What about doubts?
Doubts.
Self-doubts. In your years of running your business, I'm sure there will be at times where it's like,
always,
is this gonna work?
Yeah, always. But then you kind of have to push through because the idea is that at least I've tried it enough to where I can understand what the outcome is rather than not try it at all. So same idea I applied when I first rented out the office for KDMV. At least I would want to try it. Worst case, I lose $5,000, $6,000 for the rent.
Oh, it's a 12-month thing.
12-month thing. I mean, if I were to continue operating for 12 months, but I could also just lose the deposit if I wanted to and just give up the rental. But I'm saying in my head, I was thinking, okay, you know what? Let me try to push this for a year, see what happens. If I can push through and then I can make it work, then that's fine. If it doesn't, I lose $6,000. I'm chill with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is you admire and you endorse action.
Yes.
Over preparation.
Correct. Because a lot of people would get stuck in the idea that, okay, like the idea of something and not execute on it. The way that I work, and I don't recommend this for everyone, but the way that I work is that, okay, I have an idea, I move quick with it. And then I see what happens. And if it moves, it moves. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
What's something you're working on?
Matcha.
It's still going?
Yeah, it's still going.
You're not branching out into anything else?
No, it's doing.
You're gonna branch out into something chocolate.
No, because the thing is, like here's the thing, right? Like you will never find out truly the potential of every single business unless you really try to pursue it, right?
Okay. So I wanted to ask you this, but I don't think it applies to you, but I'll ask anyways. Comfort does makes you complacent. So what makes you hungry and strive forward?
I think we have this I have this idea of wanting to build a legacy for myself and to really see what I could really do with my potential. And I want to expand on that as much as possible because I don't want to just be some regular dude. And I don't think any of my family members, they want to be just some regular person. Yeah, and we want to see where we can really take this business that we're doing to newer heights. And that's something that kind of just changes over time. It continues to evolve. And so, for example, if I were to start shoes, I realize, okay, now I have this amount of free time. I could be spent doing something that I have a question about. I want to understand. I started. So Camel Cakes is a B2C, business to consumer. I've never been into a corporate side of things. I've never been into B2B. I wanted to try that. So I did that.
The matcha.
No, that was the KDMV, the agency part.
Oh.
So that was the agency. And then when we started matcha, when I started matcha, something I also had in my head was like, okay, how does F&B work? I want to figure out how it works. So I'm going to dive into it and see what happens.
Right.
Yeah. And this constant pursuit of just trying to find the answers to everything and then trying to solve things and try to grow at the same time is kind of just where I have that kind of drive for things. Yeah.
Aren't you selling to Toto as well?
That is yes, but that is something that we've. So what I'm trying to say is that when you start a business in, let's say, B2C, you would never understand what B2B is like, right? You wouldn't understand it because you've never delivered a service-based business to someone else before. So what I wanted to understand was like, okay, how does a B2B business work? So when we started the agency, we found out how that works. With matcha, it's all over the place. It's B2C, B2B, all over the place.
It's everything.
It's everything. And we already learned how to do these things from prior experience, so it's easier for it to grow.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. How do you define an entrepreneur?
It's also very philosophical. Dude.
God damn it.
It's like, how do I think of what an entrepreneur is? I think just the idea of entrepreneurship is just someone who's willing to take the risk and who's willing to accept the outcome, whether it is the rewards or the pain that comes with business. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I see you do tips for entrepreneurs. So what is the most important thing?
The most important thing in entrepreneurship, I believe, is grit. To be able to have grit and the constant pursuit to try to be better at whatever you're doing. I think that's something that is rare with most people. What you will find is that most people will give up after a few months in, let's say, or even a year in, because they never really see what the issue is, and they never really see the true outcome of the business that they're trying to do.
How long did you hold out for?
I was lucky because I had my success within a few months. Well, not to say success like crazy, but like when I first started shoes, it was doing already well at like 1 to 2 months in. So I didn't have to wait to see the result in itself. So I would say I was very fortunate to really reap the benefits of entrepreneurship very early on, and to understand that my concept of thinking was not flawed, because markets in Cambodia are very new. So if you were to start something that is new to Cambodia but is not new to the global world, you would realize that some of it has a lot of potential to grow. And if you're the first one in there and you do it very well, you would realize that you would gain the benefits of it very quickly.
Yeah. What are some of the tips for entrepreneurs that they have to avoid?
Have to avoid probably if you're gonna find a business model that you're gonna get into, at least find one that gives you decent margins to grow, and not like something that's so tight to the point where like it's basically just free work. Some people I think some people they select business models where it's very narrow, there's no growth in there, and you continue to stick around for that up until something happens, and then you realize like there's no room to grow.
Okay.
Yes.
We're gonna do a bit of a we're gonna put you on the spot. We're gonna do a bit of exercise. So
cool.
Imagine if you were in a run club. Okay, you're the boss man.
Right.
Okay, so let's call Naple Run.
Right.
Yeah. How would you start that business from scratch?
Well, you have to also ask the question of what is the goal of the business? Is it to just develop a culture, have fun, weekly funds, or or are you trying to monetize it somehow?
We gotta monetize it.
If you're gonna monetize it somehow, then first of all, you assess the market first. See who the big players are. See what they're doing. Are they monetizing? Are they not monetizing? Is it just basically free work?
Big fish.
Yeah. So like, if you understand that this business model could be monetizable, then and it's scalable, then pursue it. But if you realize that it's a waste of your fucking time, and you're just giving out your time every single weekend to just give free shit to people, and then you realize that people aren't willing to pay, and people aren't willing to buy or consume to be part of that culture, then maybe it's not the right business model for you. And you have to, criticize yourself a little bit to where like, hey, like, just because something works globally doesn't mean it's going to always work domestically. You have to understand the people that are in the run club, are they the type of people to buy? Are they the type of people to consume? And also reference international run clubs. Raw Dog, right? They monetize based on clothing, right? Right. I think that's one of their business models. But ask yourself, are people going to buy clothing from your side if you're going to monetize a run club? And if they are, and you can do it at scale, meaning like hundreds or thousands, and you can visualize that people could do that, could buy at that scale, then continue to do so. But if you see that it's so narrow, that there's no growth in there, and you're constantly just trying to get people to come in to be part of that culture, then you have to realize when it's just like not the right time. Yeah.
Basically, so you first is how big the market, if you should even join it,
right?
And scalability.
Okay. Big issue. Yeah.
Okay. So what do you think? Would you?
No, I wouldn't.
Naple run?
No, fuck no.
Okay.
I mean, I've tried run clubs before, and it was draining for me. But I also see that it's also like a weekly loop thing. There is some return in there, but at the same time, it's not the best investment of my time. Because I could be doing something else that could generate better return, and I would rather do that than to do a weekly run club. Not to shit on anyone who does a run club, by the way. It's just the nature of the business. You have to realize what is scalable, what is not. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you, man.
No
This has
problem.
been very insightful for someone.
You run a run club?
No,
No.
it's not
Do
me.
you want to run one?
No.
Fuck.
We actually think the exact same.
Yeah. So I mean,
Not exactly.
be realistic about it.
Yeah.
About it. If it's not going to go anywhere, it's not going to go anywhere. So.
I mean, I'm sure there's a way to monetize it, but in other forms, not by running clubs, right?
There's
Surely.
obviously a way to monetize everything.
I think.
But can you monetize it at scale? That's the question. If you cannot monetize it at scale, then you're wasting your time. Right?
It has to come from like both sides, right?
Yeah, I mean, the consumer side has to be like large, and it has to be people who are willing to pay. Most of the people that go to run clubs is just because it's free, right? A lot of times, I don't know. I mean, you probably have the data on that, but like you have to kind of check, like, are people actually buying merch for run clubs, or are people purchasing or anything like that? You have to really check. Yeah,
That's true. That's true. Very fast analysis.
yeah.
You,
Love those questions.
yes.
Yeah.
Direct questions.
Yeah.
God damn it. Well, you should have told us. Literally, we have 23 questions prepared for you. It's all
Yeah.
philosophical.
That's why I was like, what the fuck?
I'm sweating now.
It's fine, dude.
Okay.
I got it.
Okay, that was well, very quick on your feed, by the way. How about in generally? I think a lot of people just call themselves entrepreneur, and they just put a label on it.
Right.
So for you, if you were to start one business,
Right.
where would you start? If you were to go back, what do you learn from your mistakes, and how do you, not mistakes, but how do you get to where you are faster? Besides hiring people.
Right. Leverage content and ads.
Leverage.
Content and ads.
Okay.
So those
Let's
are
go.
two very important things that could grow your business fast.
Ads.
Yes, because the reason why I say this is because content in itself is a very scalable thing. You can post one content and then hundreds of thousands or even millions of people could watch it. That's a scalable thing, right? Ads is also a scalable thing because you can put your video towards people who are interested in your product, and you don't have to do the work in finding it. The algorithm does it for you. So as long as you have a good offer, as long as you have a good product, people are aware of your product, people are aware of what you're selling, and it hits their pain point, they may purchase. Yeah. So you don't always have to actively continue to look for customers. If you have ads running, then that does the work for you. Just need someone to respond, automate that part, you're good. Content-wise, same thing. It's for a way for you to spread awareness about your product or about what you're trying to build. The thing I did, same reason why I did my Start a Business from Scratch series, is to get people aware of the brand. So let's say I do 7-8 episodes, millions of people watch it, and now millions of people are now aware of the product. If I run an ad to people who have seen the ad, seen the videos that I've done, they'd be more likely to convert.
Right.
That is just the basics of marketing.
That's what you learned.
Yes.
Throughout the years. If you were to go back, you would leverage content
And ads.
That's the two thing.
Best thing.
It's just easier. But you do have to spend money.
It's lowest cost. It's lowest cost. Example, let's say you run on $300 a month in salary, right? $10 a day. That's a good start. Run $10 a day for 30 days, see what happens. You're leveraging the ad side, and you see if your sales is gonna give you a return on the ad spend to where you can profit. And if you're profiting, you're fine. If you're not, then obviously change the offer, change the product, blah blah blah, repeat, rinse. That's just how it is.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How about to sustain?
To sustain.
Because this is just the start.
Right.
If you were to go back, this would give you a spike in growth.
Big spike in growth. To sustain, you have to build systems that don't rely on you. Especially the task that doesn't require you to do it all the time. If someone can do it somewhat as decently as you can, outsource that, and then focus on the more like
expansive.
Expansive ideas, so and so. So,
expansive
for
ideas.
example, if you're operating a business, you don't have to be the one responding to all the chats, right? You can outsource that. Get someone to do it. You focus on creating the content. And if you get to a level where you can hire someone to make the content for you, okay, you're kind of hands off. Now you focus on the execution or the vision of what you have to build a business out. Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna put one more hiring.
Right. Go ahead. Yeah.
There we go. Okay, free business stuff from an engineer.
Right.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was actually really good. I've never really thought about the ads one, but
Greatest thing ever.
really.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the most difficult thing you came across during this 5 years?
Of starting KDMB or
I would say all of it, but let's
okay.
stick to one.
No, this is good. This is a question. Product is everything. Product is truly everything. If you create a product that is not in demand or there's no real demand for it, you would realize quickly that people don't want it and people aren't going to buy it.
Which in turn don't care about.
Which in turn they don't care about. So what I mean by this is that if you're going to create a product, you have to really put your all into making something that is very competitive in the market. If you're going to half-ass it, you're going to make a shit product, then people aren't really necessarily going to buy. I learned this through testing out ads when it comes to clothing. When you get a really shit, no matter how good your marketing is, if your product is not what people are looking for, it will not sell at scale. And we realized this when we put out collections where the designs aren't that great. The marketing's fucking great. Like there's millions and millions of views, but then you see that people are really focused on the product in itself, and you have to really find ways where you can create a really good product so you can sell it. Yeah, and if the product is shit, people aren't gonna buy. Simple as that. No matter how great the marketing is.
So the marketing, it can only take you so far.
The marketing is an amplification of the product. So if the product is good, marketing is good, you'll sell at scale. But
what was your best KDMV product?
Best performance collection, probably the U-High one, the U-High collection. That was one of the best ones because we had a very long hiatus until we released that collection, and it performed very well. And then there was that game as well. Yeah.
Right. Okay. What is the dream that you're scared to admit? We're gonna go back to philosophical. This one.
What do you mean by that?
I meant it's something that has been lurking in the shadows, something that you always wanted to do, but you kind of leave it by the side.
Maybe just to like one day like relax and chill and just like not do anything for like a year or two and then see what happens.
I don't think you can.
I mean, one day. Let's see.
We'll find out.
Yeah, that'd be kind of nice, but I can't really think of something deep for that, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
God damn it. Okay. These are all.
You keep throwing at me. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
I'll think about it.
Why do you start Kun Khmer? We're gonna go direct questions only.
Okay. Cool. I think I just wanted to find a way to learn to protect myself in the case anything happens. And I started this when I was doing like my 6-pack challenge or some shit, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna try to do Kun Khmer consistently, and see what happens. The worst case, at least I would still learn how to fight no matter what. Yeah, even if I don't get a 6-pack, which I didn't. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's it going for you?
Oh, the 6-pack or the Kun Khmer?
The Kun Khmer.
Kun Khmer is great. It's great. I train like once a week. I mentioned earlier. But I mean, I'm not trying to be competitive about it. I'm just trying to learn whatever skill is necessary to protect myself in the case anything happens. Just so like I'm not the type of guy who just gets old and doesn't know how to fight. Yeah, that'd probably be like a fear of mine.
Is there an incident that instigated this?
No, not at all.
You just one day wake up, I'm bored.
Yeah, one day wake up, I'm bored. I just want to learn how to fight. I mean, to be honest, I actually tried to learn how to fight, to do boxing in America, but I wasn't consistent with it. And that was like one of my regrets. I was like, oh shit, I wish I was more consistent with it so I could just learn how to fight. So this time I was like, you know what, I'm gonna learn how to do Kun Khmer. I'm gonna stay consistent with it, see what happens. So it's been a year and I'm still doing like training once.
Oh, it's been a year?
Yeah, it's been a year.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. That's quite long.
Yeah, it's been a year.
Okay. Consistently?
Yeah, consistently.
Okay.
Once a week, minimum.
Okay. And you're not gonna go competitive?
No, fuck no.
Why?
My brain is too expensive.
You need your brain.
Yeah, I'm not gonna risk the brain damage for ego.
Okay.
I feel like it's pointless. I feel like a lot of people who fucking get into sparring, who spar hard, they're just doing it for the ego, and they don't understand the risk that it has on their brain. And I'm not the type of guy who would want to risk that over ego.
Unless you get paid.
Even if I did get paid, I still wouldn't fucking do it. What if I die?
You know, there's always an argument.
There's always an argument, but I mean, I'm not gonna risk it. It's something I just feel like I shouldn't risk because it's obvious what the effects of it would be, and I feel like it's just not something necessary for me no matter at what stage in my life, because the cost is gonna be detrimental towards my health, and I think that's not something I'm willing to sacrifice.
It's a very sound argument.
Yeah.
Which is respectable.
Yeah.
Right. Hear that, David? Don't spar too hard.
Yeah.
You're just doing for the health and fitness.
Health, fitness, just learning how to protect myself. Yeah.
Okay. What is a life lesson that you learned from training?
No, I have a good life lesson from training. I learned that weight classes are a real thing, and I should never try to challenge that because I would get fucked. And there was this one instance where I mentioned earlier, like I got fucking smacked by some white dude who's like twice as probably like my guy or some shit. Smacked the shit out of me, dude. He kicked my neck too. And that day I was just like shaking, not from fear, but just getting hit. So. And he was like way bigger than me, so I was like, there's a reason why weight class exists, and I should never try to challenge that. And also at the same time, I realized that like my life is not worth the ego of like sparring hard. Yeah, so I'm good. It's not worth the risk.
Some people do like the dangerous.
Well, that's not for
type
me.
of sport.
No, you can do that. You can do that. Whatever the fuck happens to your life, you can accept that. I'm not gonna accept it.
You want to live to 90 with no brain damage.
Of course.
Basically.
Yeah.
Okay. So besides Kun Khmer and business, do you do anything for fun to de-stress? Or you don't get stressed?
No, I always get stressed. But like to fun things, I don't. I mean, I play basketball once in a while, but I haven't done that in a while. What other fun things are there? I don't know. Lately, I've just been kind of occupied with business and stuff, and that's kind of just something that's kind of fueling me right now.
Who do you look up to then?
Who do I look up to? I look up to my parents a lot. Yeah, they teach me a lot of the core values that I have when it comes to business. Yeah. Were
they tough on you?
No, they weren't. Not tough in a sense where like they're very critical, but they're tough in a sense where they want me to be kind of true to my colors when it comes to business, to never challenge my integrity and to always work hard. So when you're in a business like shoes, you're always challenged by people. And the biggest challenge that people is gonna have is oh your shoe's fake, so I need to find a way to prove that it's not fake, and this is you kind of have to go through it with a lot of integrity, because this is a business where it relies a lot on trust, and you cannot break that trust with people. Yeah, and I've seen a lot of people who get in this business where their trust is broken and they are fucked up by the audiences that they fuck over. Yeah. Okay. So shoe business is very brutal, And you have to be honest. You have to be honest. You have to operate with integrity. Otherwise, it's not going to work out for you. It's a tough business model. Yeah.
Being, can you elaborate on integrity? You mean by being honest and transparent?
Being honest, accepting how to say, accepting mistakes for when it does happen, and always try to challenge people as long as you can protect your integrity. I think that's very important because I've had this happen to me recently. Some fucking lady just comes in and just starts screaming that, oh, your shit's fake. And I'm like, dude, how? Prove it. And I told her, like, yo, you can check it on the app. There's an app that legit checks for you, and I'll show you. And then I prove it to her, and then she's like, oh, I don't believe it. I'm like, the evidence is there. You know, I try to operate on just evidence based now. Where like, okay, if you have a thing you want to challenge, bring it to me. I'll authenticate it again for you, for the sake of proving my point. And then you can see the facts for what it is. And if you're not going to accept it, I don't know what to tell you, because this is the truth in your face, and you're not happy about it. Yeah, a lot of people have when they buy shoes, they have the assumption that they know what they're doing when they try to legit check it. A lot of people don't know shit. No one in Cambodia knows how to legit check shoes, but they try to act like they do. I don't try to convince myself that I know how to legit check it, but I have a third-party app that does it for me. So anyone who tries to challenge that idea can check with the app. And if the app says it's authentic, then that's proof. That's all I need to say. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Now, how do you do? How do you deal with that? Do you get a lot of people coming into your store and start screaming?
It's very rare. It's very rare. It comes once in a while. But the biggest way, I mean, like I said, this is a challenging industry where people are going to come at you because they think they know better. And you just have to really find a way to calm them down, to talk them into the facts, and not just go based off assumption. Because a lot of people will go based off assumption just to try to prove their point. But if it's not backed by the like actual evidence, I'm not going to accept it. I don't care what you have to say. Yeah.
Do you think you're famous?
I don't care if I'm famous.
We think the same, you know.
Yeah.
It doesn't get into your head, do you?
No, I really don't care. I try not to be, actually. I try not to think that I'm famous. Because I think I want my privacy. I want my space.
I think it's more detrimental to think that way, you know, to think you're famous. And
I really don't give a fuck if I'm famous or not, but I don't want to be famous like that. Yeah, I want to be low-key.
You just want to make money.
Yeah, just whatever. Like, doing everything in the background, I really don't care.
What's the end goal here?
Are
you materialistic?
No, I'm not. I'm really not. Probably the end goal for me is just hopefully one day sell some of my businesses and just kind of like relax for a while and just do it all over again, I guess. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to stop trying to do business. I feel like I'm going to continue to try to do it over and over again if I could.
Right.
Yeah.